Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today I am going to be doing my 2022 reading goals. I don't anticipate this video being a long one. My goals are reasonably short and just in general pretty basic, so I just wanted to hold myself accountable, let you know what my goals are and see how we get on. So I do have my planner here if anybody's interested in where this planner is from. It's from The Inspired Stories. I will leave a link to them in the description box down below. This is not sponsored. I have bought this planner. I had one last year. This was my 2021 planner. It's like a pinky colour, and this year I got a blue one to match my brand perfectly. It does have my name on it. You can get it personalized, and I absolutely love it. It's been my favorite planner ever, I think, of all the planners I've ever had. You can, you know, do little things. There are areas for you to do plans, etc. So let's go to the back of this where I have written my 2022 reading goals so that I can keep an eye on them. So my first goal is my Goodreads goal. Now I have thought about not doing a Goodreads goal this year, but I like to have something to aim for. I like the consistency of it. It's something that I've been completing for a few years now, and I was going to bring my Goodreads goal down this year. I was just going to do a book a week, but we all know that that is unrealistic for me, in the sense that I read way more than a book a week consistently. So even when I am struggling slumping wise, I tend to read a couple books even in that week when I'm struggling. So I'm going to stick to my Goodreads goal of 100 books. That's been my goal for the last few years now. I have smashed it every single year. I think the year before last, so 2019, I did 214 books. 2020, I did 215. And this year, I'm hoping to just like get to 200. And when I'm filming this video, it's New Year's Eve, Thursday the 30th of December. And I am currently on 197 books. So I am hoping to hit that 200 goal. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to 100. And the reason for this is because of goal number 2. I really want to get to reading some more of my chunkier books, so quality over quantity more so this year. I think that's what I'm aiming for anyway. I really would like to get to a lot of my like really epic chunky fantasies and sci-fis. I do have books like To Sleep in a Sea of Stars that I've wanted to get to since I owned the book, and we have some other chunkier fantasies that I have gotten more recently, like Ruin of Kings and Legacy of Ash, etc, etc. So I do want to get to those books, and I do have a couple of videos holding me accountable for some of those. So for example, my top 10 priority TBR, etc, etc. So I will leave them up here or down here if you want to go and check those out. Goal number 3 is to focus more on finishing some series, so rather than starting them. I say this, I did just mention Ruin of Kings and also Legacy of Ash, which are 2 books starting series, but I would like to finish some series. I have a whole bunch of duologies that I really could do with finishing. I've read the first book and just not read the fucking second one, and I've no idea why. Similarly, the Cursebreaker series, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, I haven't read A Vow So Bold and Deadly yet. It's the last book in the series. It's the smallest one in the series, and I've not read it yet. So I would like to finish some more series, try and focus on finishing more series this year. It doesn't mean that I can't start more series, but I just really would like to focus on finishing some, because I haven't been doing that recently. I would like to do that. Goal number 4 is to try and keep up with reading my subscription box books. So I do get Fairyloot and Illumicrate. At the moment, I am a rep for both of those. I also get Owlcrate Jr., also a rep for them. And I also get Tales by Mail, which is a bi-monthly middle grade subscription service, which I do pay for. My subscription, my rep term runs out, I think, with Illumicrate in March, and I think with Fairyloot maybe February or March, I can't remember. So for both of those, I will be paying for them from that point onwards, but I would like to keep up with reading the books a little bit more. So if I am interested in the book and I haven't read it by the time the read along comes along, because both Illumicrate and Fairyloot do read alongs for their books. Fairly certain Owlcrate Jr. does as well, to be fair, but I'm not as concerned with those because I can always get them in on like Believeathon and things like that. But by the time the read-alongs come along for those 2 subscription boxes, I will, if I haven't already read the book, I want to take part in the read-along for that week. So that's my aim. to try and keep up with those if I am interested in the book. I'm not always interested in the book, because I'm also going to be getting the adult fantasy box from Fairyloot, and I also pay for the Afterlife box from Illumicrate, which is a 3-month subscription service, so a quarterly subscription service from Illumicrate of adult romance books. So I would just like to keep up with those books a little bit more if I can do so, because I have been terrible at it this year, really bad, and now I have a huge backlist of subscription books. So I would like to try and keep up with those so that I can get to the backlist of subscription box books as well, if at all possible. Goal number 5, I would like to do better with my reviews. I rate my books on Goodreads. I go through the core pile process, then rate my books on Goodreads, and then I don't necessarily leave a review unless I'm specifically reading it for review, and then I tend to leave a review on Instagram and forget to copy it across to Goodreads because I'm a waste of time. So I really would like to get better at doing that. Not only that, but keeping up with NetGalley as well, because I am terrible at keeping up with my NetGalley reviews. Although my average, I think, is about 77% at the moment, I am horrendous at doing it. So I would like to get better at doing that. And also, if I can do so, try and keep up with a journal as well, if at all possible. Not necessarily a bullet journal, because I struggle to, although I really enjoy it starting off with it, I struggle to maintain it throughout the year. So I would like to keep up with a journal in general. We have had a couple come through from Illumicrate and Fairyloot, I think, this year, so I'm going to go and check those out, see which one I prefer, which layout I prefer, and then start one of those, I think, for 2022. So I may do like a little bit of a video with that, I don't know, or I may just set one up. We'll see what happens with that. But I would like to keep up with that, and also trying to write down my reviews in such a way as well, if it's part of a series that is going, like, is ongoing. For example, the Bone season, I haven't read The Mask Falling yet because I don't know how long it's going to be till the next book comes out, and we're still waiting on about 3 books for that series. So I would like to get better at making notes in such a way that I can sit down, reread that review, and know exactly what happened in the book. So even like spoilers for myself, so that I can not need to reread the book, if that's at all possible. We will see if that's at all possible. We'll see what happens. And then the final goal that I have for the year is to stick to my Bookopoly TBR. If you've been around for a while, I started off really well with my Bookopoly TBR, and then this last few months I've just kind of gone AWOL with it, and I'm constantly changing it. Now I have upped my rules a little bit. If you've not seen January's TBR for 2022, I will leave a link to it up here, please do go check it out. But I've changed my rules a little bit, and my TBR now consists of 6 books solely for the Bookopoly TBR, plus a Patreon buddy read bi-monthly, plus a pick from my patrons as well. So those aren't included on the Bookopoly TBR though. The Bookopoly TBR itself, that is the main focus that I want to try and stick to. Now I have got a rule in there that I can swap a couple books out if I want to, like if I'm feeling like I want to swap a couple books out, I can. But the whole point in bringing it down to 6 books solely is that it means that I am more focused on those 6 books, and then I can mood read the rest of the month. So fingers crossed that helps me out a little bit. I like to have, the reason why I have a TBR game is that I like to have some structure with my TBR. Otherwise, I just stand in front of my shelves for hours not knowing what to read. I do this with movies. I spend way too much time flicking through Netflix, Amazon Prime, and also Disney Plus, and looking at my DVD shelves as well in general. I spend more time doing that than watching the movie that I've picked, whatever it is. So I will do the same thing with books if I'm left to my own devices. The Bookopoly TBR game does give me some direction, helps me out a little bit. So those are my goals for 2022. Let me know in the comments down below if you've got any goals similar to mine, or what some of your goals might be. Chat to me in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it holds me accountable. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.